Good morning. Happy Monday. I want to thank everybody for viewing the channel, going through it. It's the only way that we can really contact each other very easily and get some information out that it's pretty important. So I want to thank everybody for the help that's been working and getting in on time and being able to do all the things that are necessary to keep us moving and building the company, as difficult as it is in this time, to be able to get around it. We really have to stay diligent. I cannot tell you how important it is over the next couple of months to be diligent, because as they open things back up, which looks like it'll happen within the next 2 weeks, at least for some of the construction and for some of the things that we do and some of the jobs that we're on, we're going to have to really be diligent, wearing the masks all the time, even when you're in the shop. Gloves are so important, those little rubber gloves, because you can't get inside your hands and in nooks and crannies. You never really get that really clean. So you're better off having those on. You can spray it down. You can put something on there. We're looking into a different type of spray that actually has a microbiological facet to it that will kill germs for 6 to 9 days once we spray it on certain items. And we may even do that on the jobs where we work. So guys that are cleaning the trucks out, I really appreciate it. The biggest thing that we've learned about this whole thing is don't touch your face. This thing goes in through your nose, your eyes, or your mouth. And if you're wearing gloves and if you're wearing a mask and you got a pair of safety glasses on, or glasses, or a shield is probably even better, it's not going to get you. But it will be around for a while. And it's something we're going to have to learn to live with and deal with. And it doesn't affect most of us badly, but there are a few that if you've got any kind of an issue, a health issue, it's something that can be an issue for you. I'm grateful that we're an essential business, because thank God we're able to work, and we're not in the restaurant business and we're still closed and we can't figure out what to do. With that in mind, I've got a little note. We'll put that up there. We're trying to become more paperless. So I'd like you to follow some of the things that we're looking at down below, and this will be posted on General as well. If you're listening to the email, sometimes it's easier to watch a video than it is. I'll try to make it really short and brief, but there's a couple of things that we really want to do. So any pickup slips, gas receipts, Home Depot slips, a picture should be taken and emailed to ap@maxwellplum.com. So that's actually our accounts payable department. It will go in there. We don't need the pickup slip. All we need is you to email a picture of it immediately when you do it, so you don't forget. Just get it done and it's over with. Work orders, we're really trying to get this stuff into EOC under the correct dispatch, ESC, under the correct dispatch. The day the job is done, there should be no work orders that need to be brought back to the office. For now, when you do bring them back to the office, I only need the white copy without the top done on, taken off. We're actually trying to spray and fog these things so that there can be no germs on it. But if you get it uploaded and we get it where the back office is happy with the way we're uploading it, so you need to confirm that the photo is legible, that it's complete. I don't need a picture of the steering wheel, of your seat. Get most of it on the page so that the girls can read it. Try to have it on a flat surface so that they can read it. The better quality picture is probably in landscape with the work order centered with good light. And that at that point, we're not going to need the work order sent to the office. So within the next 2 weeks, if everybody can get this down pat, and I'd like to have a signature on all of those. We're struggling with getting paid on some of these buildings where we don't have signatures. So you really got to have your assistant bring the work order up, write it up while you're there, making sure you get all the material in there. We're charging a little bit extra for the spraying down and the things that you guys are doing to make sure the area is safe. Now, the C, or the next part of it that we've been really struggling with, and I don't want it to be an office problem, but it really is all of our problems. It's really been difficult for all of us to track tools, and together we can make a difference on this. So starting today, I really need everybody, if you take a tool from the shop or from another person, or like I'm still looking for my gas tester, somebody has it, they used it, they probably still have it on the truck and they haven't given it back to me. I don't remember who I gave it to, but I really need it back. But what I want you to do is go ahead and put in to tools@maxwellplum.com, and you'll lay out the body of the email in such a way so that we can find the tool, and it'll be like this. So you'll mail it to tools@maxwellplum.com. In the subject line, put the name of the tool. So it'll be Rigid 300. The blue one, the red one, the whatever. We're going to try to color code them if you guys have any ideas on how to do this. And then put down the job that it's going to. It's going to 3300 Bailey Avenue. And the technician is Max that took the tool, or that I'm giving the tool to. Somebody has to do it. And what's going to happen is then you just email that off to tools, and boom, it's done. It's finished. We don't have to worry about it. and then we can track it, because then it'll give us a date and time of when it went there. When you bring the tool back, do the same thing. 3300, tool back, tool took, taken, given, delivered, one of those, so that it's in there and we can actually see it. And I know there's a lot of things that we're asking of everybody, but we really need to do this together so that we can get it where we know what we have and we know where it is. And you can never leave a tool on site. You've got to bring the tools back from the job once we're done with the jobs. I don't want to see any tools left on site. Some of the debris, it doesn't fit in the truck, I got it. But you've got to tell the office so we pick it up. But I need those tools taken and brought back to the shop. And when you return it, you're going to put down the subject location, put the description in the email. If we have any material from the shop that we've been using on jobs, we can have that in the material as well. So I really need you to you'll see the list on the front of the shop. If we're taking material out of there, I want you to write down, just like a PO, just like you're getting it from a supply house. We're going to try to get that place over the next 3 to 4 weeks, really where we've got material and you don't have to go to the supply house as much. We're back to social distancing, mask, gloves. We spoke about that a little bit. We understand it's the best way to stay away from it. Just don't touch your face all the time. Staying away from touching your face is probably the biggest thing that's going to make. Starting from today, or actually tomorrow, we're running a little reward for doing all of these things properly, and I've got a list of what they are, and that'll be listed up on the website on this page as well. So we're going to give away a new Milwaukee toolbox, and it's actually this toolbox here. Oops. So it'll be this toolbox to pack out, nice and easy. As long as you take care of it, the thing lasts a long time. I just did something to mine to make it so I can stand tools up, so that it's a little bit easier. And whoever wins this week is the one who's going to wind up getting this toolbox. So it'll be over the next 2 weeks. It'll be the guy that does the following things best over those 2 weeks, and we're going to keep a score and see where it is. And it's things that we've done all the time, but rather than me being a hardtail feather about it, I'd rather do it where somebody gets rewarded for doing it right. So the winner will be announced that week of the 25th. And it's really the standard things that we're supposed to do that maybe we haven't kept top of mind. But now that we're doing a better job in the office of tracking these things, we want to make sure that you can have it as well. So number one, must leave the office between 7:30 and 7:50 Monday to Friday to go to your first job. We got a lot of guys standing around over here 8:30, 8:40. In this, with no traffic, there is no excuse not to be to work on time. So we really need some help with that and get out to the job on time. We should be to the job by 8:15 if we leave the shop at 7:50. We understand later if we leave by 7:50, we'll be to the job by 9 o'clock. And that we can, sell as acceptable to our customer. But when we leave here at 8:30 and get there at 10, it's really wiping us out. So it's really a big deal for us. We need to have the least amount of supply house trips before going to the job. There's no reason we should ever have to go to a supply house in the morning. It really should be 0. So that's going to be tracked into this next 2 weeks for sure. And we're going to list out who it is that went to the supply house, and you'll go further down than somebody else if they've got the times, and we're going to rate each one of these so that we can do it. The work orders must have worked every day during the next 2 weeks with no call-outs unless scheduled prior. It really kicks the dispatcher's tail, and when you call in the morning saying you're not going to get in, we're trying as hard as we can to keep everybody who's working busy so that we can go out to the jobs. We're trying to make sure that we're safe on the jobs. We're trying to make sure that we're not getting tickets or fines for doing jobs that we're not supposed to. We are an essential business. Like I said, we're really grateful for that. The work orders have to be uploaded to your dispatch, complete with all the material listed properly and a picture of the job into ESC the same day as the job. It's complete with the signature from the client to the super. So if you're working at a homeowner, you're working at the super, get a signature on the work order, get it uploaded, do it right then and there. Later it winds up, we forget stuff, we lose money, and it makes it difficult. Any tools that are taken out from the shop, returned tools@maxwellplum.com. with the tool in the subject line, and send that in and make sure that we're getting the stuff back and forth. I really believe that number 6, have a minimum 1 proposal written per week. Every one of us looking on these jobs can figure out something that needs to be done that we can write up, and you can give that to Kim on a separate work order, take a picture, send it to Kim@maxwellplum.com, and give it so that we can get more, because that's how we're going to grow and keep it busy for the rest of the guys that are coming back soon once this thing opens up. You can have no recalls on your work. So they can't be where we're going and you got a leak on a job. That's those things cost us a ton of money, unless it's, and a lot of people call in with recalls and they're not really recalls. So we'll double check those. We can't have any building superintendent complaints from the work we've done. In theory, every one of us should be rated a 5-star. We have not done a good job of tracking happy calls or clients that are happy or things like that. The office has been doing more happy calls, so it's really helpful, and that's kind of given us some good feedback. and most of you are really getting raving reviews. And we had a little thing in the shop the other day. We were kind of laughing that, you know, the more we're thinking about it, the more it's going to be better, and that's one of those things that helps. You need to have the highest amount of productive billable hours for the week. So the whole goal is to be able to bill out, because the more money there is, the more money there is to share. We're not trying to just make money off of you. It's something that we have to do together. But if you're on the job more and you're getting those productive hours and we're not wasting time, we can get it. Supply House visits kick our butt. Need you to monitor the Slack channel and comment on the video of the week. Like Max has been putting one video out a week on safety. We had the first one with the grinder. I don't know whoever saw it. I'd love to hear from you. But that one where the guy got the piece first, I put the guard back on my grinder that day. So we really need some help. And yes, in case of a tie, there are 2 winners. So we may have to go out and get a second toolbox. But just heads up for the week. Everybody have a great week. Thank you so much for everything you're doing and the hard work. Thank you for being there. And we're really grateful that we're able to continue. And we really appreciate it.